Joining me now here on set, former House Speaker Newt Gingrich, Fox News political contributor. Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Great to be with you.
John McCain. I mean, he has been the wild card. He's always been called the Maverick. We saw the thumbs down on health care. Do you think that he may say yes?
Oh, I think he might. Yeah, I think, first of all, I think he recognizes this is a very different tax bill. It's much, much better for middle-class Americans than the Bush tax cuts. I think he also recognizes that his party has a real life and death interest in passing this. And I don't think John's a capricious person. I think in the end he concluded it wasn't the right procedure in Obamacare. He can be very stubborn once he's made his mind up. But I just have a feeling he might come along. I also think, frankly, the president has done a tremendous job of reaching out and listening, working with Senator McConnell. Senator Collins, who had been a no on Obamacare, they apparently have met her concerns.
But why are they are they changing their minds because they feel what you just hinted at, which is that this is not everybody loves this. It has pretty low approval numbers. When you look at the Quinnipiac polls on this tax bill, it's like 30-40% think they like it, 25 in some polls. But they seem to feel that getting to yes is more important for them as members of the GOP right now because they haven't been able to pass anything yet.
Well, they do think they need that. But let me take the example of Collins. Collins had very specific, real concerns. And instead of just blowing her off, they sat down, they listened to her. They said, we could add 2 additional bills that she'll introduce, bring them up on the floor and pass them. And therefore, we're going to literally meet your concern about these 2 provisions. And she said, that changes my view.
Yeah.
And so they've been much better at actually legislating. That Murkowski, for example, Murkowski's had a very particular real interest that all Alaskans have. She's getting that interest met. Well,
and that's the way the sausage is made, right?
That's the way the sausage is made. That's what the legislative process should be.
What did you think yesterday when there were empty chairs on either side of President Trump? He had even the name tags were out. Oh, this is where Mitch McConnell. This is where Nancy Pelosi should be sitting and Chuck Schumer. But oh boy, he was pretty lonely there in the middle of that room.
That whoever was in charge of the camera, if you come all the way back, you see McConnell. They see it here. You see McConnell and
very
Ryan
sad and lonely
out there. I don't know why the Democrats would give Trump a cheap, easy win to sit there and say, I'm trying to solve this problem. I don't know why they won't even talk about it. I mean, it just struck me as one of the dumbest things. Schumer's a smart guy. And this is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
Well, they realized that they had been, set up for that pretty negative photo op on their part, and then they called it a stunt. But, just quickly, Newt, in the big picture, are they going to push this spending, this funding bill? Are they going to push to a showdown that might close the government for a while?
Nobody wants to talk about it yet, but I'm going to go out on a limb. McConnell could come in and say, we're going to apply the same rule to spending bills that we apply to Supreme Court justices, because the only power that Schumer has is the requirement for 60 votes.
Right.
That's purely a Senate rule. That's not a law. And the Senate could decide.
Go nuclear on every funding bill.
They could just say to them, you want to find a way to negotiate and we'll get 8 Democrats, fine. You want to be totally obstructionist, we're going to change the rules so 52 of us.
Everything seems to be a party line vote. There's no other way to get it done these days. Newt, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Have a great trip back to Italy.
Thanks.
Living at the Vatican.